Yeah, greetings of the day. On this day, in this class, we are going to continue the concept of files. So let us continue the concept of files. So this is what we have seen in our previous class. So what we have seen in the previous class means we have seen what are the needs for a file, why we need to create a file. If we want to create a file, the basic operations of a file is naming a file, providing a name, valid name to a file. Then we have to open a file, read data from a file, write data to a file. In order to read or write the data, we need to open the file. In order to open the file, we need to have a name given to a file, and at the end we are going to close the file. So these things we have seen. Later on we have seen types of files. There are two types of files: text files and binary files. So in the previous class we worked on text files. So today we are going to see some functions that are related to binary files. So in order to do so, we have seen that we are supposed to give a name, then the data structure. So here the data structure, what we are using is file, and the type of data that we are going to store. We have seen that. Then we need to provide the purpose. Purpose represents the mode in which we are going to open the file. Either it is read mode, write mode, and append mode. These are the three modes that we have seen so far. And here primary name represents the name of the file, then a period or a dot is optional, and the extension is also optional. Similarly here, this is also a file name without a dot and a extension. So these are some of the things that we have seen in the last class. So this is how you are going to create a file pointer. File star fp means we are going to create a stream. A stream is flow of bytes where we are going to read the data, or we are going to throw the data into a file. That is a stream of data. That's why we are here, we call it as star fp. So whenever we say that it is a stream of data, then we have two things. One is called as the input stream and another one is called as the output stream. Input stream, in the sense the data that is taken from a file is called as input stream, and the data that is stored on a file is called as the output stream. So these are the three modes that we have seen. R represents reading a text file, W represents writing a text file, and A represents appending a text file. These three we have seen with some programming concepts like getC. We have used sprintf and fprintf, scanf, no, fprintf and fscanf. Then we have seen getC, getchar. These are the functions that we have used in our previous class. So now after this, we have also seen how to close a file pointer. When we close a file pointer, the file will be closed. The file will be closed. So if we are working in a multi-process environment where more than one process or more than one user wants to open a file, that is not possible. So unless you close the file, the other person cannot open that file. So these things you will be studying in your forthcoming semesters. So that is the thing. Now we also have seen getC and putC functions, how to use them, getting a character and putting a character into a file. We have seen that, and we said that every file will be ending with EOF, end of file marker, or end of file symbol. So next, let us start our today's class. So till this part, we have seen whatever we have seen in our previous class. So here we say that we have modes of opening a file. So we have distinct modes of opening a file. Whether these modes are visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you. So we have two types of files that we said so far. One is called as text file, and another one is called as a binary file. Text file and binary file. So what is this text file? What are the modes associated with text file? What are the modes associated with binary file? Let us see. Now, in previous class, we have seen one mode called as a read mode, then a write mode, and then a append mode. These three modes are related to a text file. These three modes are related to a text file. So these things we have seen. So I hope there is no doubt in these three modes. Am I clear? Is there any doubt? Read, write, and append. So apart from this, we also have read plus, write plus, and append plus. So these are three more. Just a second. So these are the three more modes that we have for a text file. What is those? What are those mode? R plus. So three more modes are, one is R plus, then another one is W plus, and another one is A plus. So what are these modes? Now, whenever we want to perform a write operation, we are going to use W mode. Whenever we want to perform a write operation, we are going to use a W mode. If we want to open the file to read the data, then we have used read mode. We have used W for writing a file. We have used A for appending a file. Now, if we want to do further, means every time, suppose if I want to perform read and write both at once, if we want to perform read and write, so what we have done, first we have opened a file in read mode or write mode, then we have closed the file, again we have opened the file. So if we don't want to do these things, I don't want to open the file multiple times, then in that case, you can go with R plus, W plus, and A plus. So we can perform more than one operation in these modes. What is R plus? Now let us see what is R plus. Open a text file for read or write. So you can perform read operation, you can perform write operation. So how we are going to do that? We'll see that. Next, create a text file for read or write. So R plus is going to perform read or write. W plus is also going to perform read or write. A plus is also going to perform append or create a text file for read or write. So A plus mode is going to perform read operation, write operation, as well as append operation. All the three operations can be performed by A plus. W plus and R plus represents that you are opening a file for reading as well as writing. Is this point clear till this part? Text files. Please somebody respond.
Yes, sir.
If it is not
Yes,
clear,
sir.
please let me know. I'll explain again. So we have these modes for text file. So first mode, what we have for a text file is R, W, and A, read, write, and append. In the previous class, we have seen programs related to reading a program, writing a file, writing data into a file, and appending data into a file. So apart from this, if we want to open the file twice, means there is a situation where we want to perform a write operation and we want to perform a read operation. In that case, previously what we have done is we used to open the file in write mode, perform write operation, then close the file. Then we are going to again open the file in read mode, then read the content, display it as required, then we are going to close the file. So 2 times we need to open the file. So that concept is eradicated or can be removed by using these three modes. What are they? R plus, W plus, and A plus. R plus represents that the mode of the file is going to support read operation as well as the write operation. W plus also performs the same thing. We are going to perform the read operation as well as the write operation. And A plus is going to perform the append operation as well as read and write. So all these 6 modes are required for a text file. These three are required for a text file. Now coming to a binary file, we have RB followed by B is representing that it is a binary file related mode. Then WB, write binary file, AB, append binary file. And similarly, we also have 3 more modes, that is R plus B, W plus B, A plus B. I hope you can understand why they are and what they are meant for. So binary file is going to work using RB, and then it is going to work using WB, then it is going to work using append binary file. Append binary file, read binary file, and write binary file. Then coming to the 2 options, the 2 options can be performed using, just a second. The two operations can be performed using R plus B, W plus B, and A plus B. So what is R plus B? We can open a binary file to perform read operation and write operation. W plus B also the same thing. We can open a binary file to perform read operation as well as the write operation. And coming to the last one, A plus B, we can open a binary file to append the data, read the data from the file, and write the data from the file. Is this point clear? The modes of a files are clear.
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt? Take a snapshot so that you won't get a doubt when you see this slide again. Just take a snapshot. So is there any doubt? So now in this class, we are going to work on binary files. So let me clear all the drawings. So we are going to work using binary files. Whenever we work on binary files, we don't have the same methods getC and putC, though we can use getC and putC. Let us see how to resolve those things. So here we have a new concept called as putW, put a word. Yeah, somebody's chatting. Sir, once can you say about append? Append means adding the text. Already some text is there. We are going to add the text. If you use write operation, the file will be created only once. Again, if you open the file in write mode and if you want to write, the content will be lost and the new content is going to take place. So in coming to the write mode, whenever you open the file in write mode, if the file already exists, then that file will be deleted. Again, a new file will be created. If you open the file in append mode, if there exists any file, first possibility is there is no such file, then the new file will be created. Second case is if there is some file, say that file is having some text in it. Say this is a file and that file is having some text in it. So that file is having some text in it. Now, for example, we are having 3 lines of text is there in the file. For example, if you open the file in write mode, then this data will be lost. This data will be lost. Whatever you perform the write operation, that write operation is performed. So whatever you write, that data will be written. This is regarding write mode. Now, if you open the file in append mode, first of all, if there is no file, then the file will be created. Whatever the content you have will be written. Second time, if you open the file, now using append mode, then what happens? The second time, the new file will be holding the previous data as well as it is going to append the new data. Means after the last line, the new data will be added. New data will be added. So this is called as append mode. Is this clear? 51211.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So this is regarding append mode. Now, apart from that, we are having 2 more functions called as getW and putW. So these 2 functions are the methods, just a second, the methods related to a binary file. We are working on binary files now. So binary files will be available in zeros and ones, but we can see some part of the information. We'll see how it is, how the files will be getting stored, etc. So one method is putW, another method is getW. GetW means getting the data, putW means keeping the data into a file. Putw means keeping the data into file, getW means getting the data from a file. Which type of data? There are integer oriented functions. They are similar to getC and putC. So one important point is our getW and putW are almost equal to getC and putC, but there is a difference. What is the difference? getC and putC are going to work on integer data as well as character data. Character data as well as integer data. Anyhow, every character is stored in the form of ASCII value. Every character will be having associated ASCII value. That ASCII value will be stored in a file. When it reads back, the same thing happens. Again, the ASCII value will be read and printed in the form of a character. That is with respect to getC and putC. These 2 functions, getC and putC functions. getC and putC functions. Whereas coming to getW and putW, they are used to read and write only integer values. Only integer values. So let us see this difference. Before that, let us see how we have written the program for accepting two values using fprintf and scanf. Do you recollect that concept? What happened with fprintf and fscanf? Does anyone recollect the previous class? So let us open dev environment. Yeah, here I have the dev environment. Just concentrate on the program. I am going to revise the previous program. So what is the previous program? I want to store inch and height, that is inch and feet, height of a person using storing height of a person using fprintf and fscan. I hope you recollect this concept. So let us try once again, then we are going to modify the program as per our requirement. So what we are going to do, integer roll, then integer roll number, or we can say it is an ID. Employee will be having an ID, character, e-name of 100. So maximum the name capacity, here we say EID, employee ID, employee name, then float, salary. So these are the three things that we have. We want to read the data, we want to store in a file. So in order to read the data, you may ask printf, let us accept name first such that we can avoid flush dash and enter emp name, employee name. Then get s e name. So we got name, then printf /n enter emp id, employee id, followed by scanf. So %d comma ampersand eid, followed by salary. So we are going to print enter employee salary. So here it is ampersand sal. So here it is not D, it is F. So these are the things that we are going to accept from the user. Now what we want to do is we want to insert this content into a file. So how to do that? Yeah, what we have written height of a person. So we are taking some dissimilar information, storing employee details using fprintf and fscanf, employee details using fprintf and fscanf. So now let us open the file. So file star fp. So we are creating a stream of data using file pointer. Now file pointer is going to point to the first point. So here we can write if condition. Directly I'm going to write if condition while opening a file to check whether that file exists or not. If it is a read file, whenever we are creating a file, there is a chance that the memory may be read only. You might have seen that if your pen drive is corrupted or you got any issue, then your pen drive will be giving a message that the pen drive is read only. You cannot copy a file, you cannot create a file. So it means that there is a bad sector on the memory. Bad sector means the memory cannot be written there. So there may be any reason. There may be a bad sector, maybe your hard disk became read only. Then in these cases, you cannot create a file. It may be a pen drive. You can create a pen drive by providing the path. So here I'm writing if fp is equal to fopen the file name comma write mode. We want to perform a write operation. So write mode. So what is the file name? Say D drive. In the previous class also we used D drive / because slash is the escape sequence character. So we need to give / such that it replicates to be a single slash. Demo.txt. We have taken yesterday data. Let us go with the same one. Data.txt. We want to perform a write operation. So if you write W plus, what do you mean by that? It is going to open both in write operation as well as read operation. So if fp is equal to fopen, you are going to open the file equal to null. So we cannot create a file. So you can write here printf /n unable to create the file. So we got some error. It may be a bad sector or it may be a read-only concept. So we cannot create. So some operating systems will not allow creation of files on C drive. That is also one possibility. So otherwise, what we need to do, we want to write the data into a file. So we can use this scanf here. So we are having first employee ID. So we can write here f printf, then f printf. So first parameter is fp file pointer, then %d, then employee ID. So first we are keeping the employee ID, then we are printing employee name. So employee name, we are going to write percentages. Then here it will be name. Is it name or e-name? Employee name, e-name. Let us make esal. So esal, e-name, esal, and esal is float, so f. So this is how you are going to write, perform the write operation. Then you can say that, hooray, we wrote the content to the file. Printf /n wrote successfully, file data is written. So this is what we have seen in our previous class. So let us close the file. So fclose fp. So one new thing that we have done in today's class is we have opened the file in w+ mode. So first of all, let us see whether the file content is written or not. Then we are going to write the code for reading the data from the file. So execute, compile and run. Yeah, main.c. Come on, come on. For the first time, it is taking more amount of time. Yeah, warning assignment makes pointer from. Okay, enter employee name. I'm giving Ali. Is the output screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So 25 13. Successfully file data is written. So let us open the file and see whether the data is really written or not. So just a second. Let me open D drive. So we got multiple folders. Okay. So we got D drive. In this, we are opening. What is that data? So let us open the file data.txt. Is it data? So let me check. Data.txt file pointer fp. Fp is equal to fopen in write place mode equal to null. Then do this, otherwise fprintf fp comma eid ename and esal. So going fine. What happened? 0 bytes. Why 0 bytes? So slash, is it correct? Execute, compile and run. Employee name Ali, ID 100, 35, 13. So let us cross check the file data. Why we are getting 0 bytes? No content is written. Esal %tid get us ename. So we are getting names. Warning assignment makes pointer from integer without a cast. Where it is 17th line. 7th fp is equal to fopen. Are we keeping this in a parenthesis? So let's keep this in parenthesis. So if fp is equal to fopen, execute, compile and run. Now whether we are getting any warning, no warning. 300, 25. So let us get back to drive data. Yeah, now we got the information. So 100 is there. Can you see the notepad?
Yes, sir.
100 name, then salary. So okay, so go for good. So there is a problem with the parenthesis in the program. So don't forget to give 2 parentheses. So now what we want to do is, after printing, we want to read the data from the file. So how to read the data? You can read the data using scanf, fscanf. So here, if scanf, so we have to follow the same order. Instead of fprintf, we will be writing fscanf. So here, instead of fprintf, we will be writing fscanf. Now here we are going to write ampersand. Ampersand EID, ampersand for S we don't have, then ampersand ESAL. So here fscanf, reading the data from the file. So FP, percentage D, percentage S, percentage F, E salary, F. Then what we want to do? So instead of taking these 3 values, let us take 2 more values. One is comma ID, then comma name of 100. Now we don't have E concept, we are going to write salary. So these are the 3 extra variables that we are going to read. So we don't have EID, E name, E salary. Now we want, yeah, just a second, comma SAL. So it is in scanf, we don't have EID, then name. So these are the 3 new variables. Sal is new variable, name is new variable, ID is new variable. So we want to print them. So printf, on the screen we are printing now /n ID emp ID is equal to percentage D, comma, then ID. Employee ID is equal to ID, then we want to print the name, then salary. So here MAME, then here salary, percentage F, percentage yes, here name, here salary. So this is the data received from the file. So this is the data being received from the file. Here we are saying that we have successfully written the data, and this is how you are going to write the data. So now let us execute and see what is exactly happening. So there is 1 line missing in the code. I'll explain why that 1 line is missing. So Ali, employee ID is equal to 100, then salary is equal to say 25. Successfully data is written. Now we got some error. Can't see the output, we got some error. So what exactly happened here? After writing, say we are having, just concentrate, what we are doing here is scanf, fscanf. Okay, good. So what we are doing here is we are taking a file. So we are taking a file. In this file, what we are doing is we are connecting the file pointer. So here we have one file pointer. Say the file pointer name is, as per our information, the name of the file is FP. So FP is the name of the file pointer. So FP is going to point initially to the beginning. So it is going to point, just a second. It is going to point to the initial state. So it is going to point to the beginning of the file, Then what we said, enter the name. So we are performing the right operation of the name. So we wrote name. Then the file pointer is pointing to the next location. After name, it is pointing to the next location. Then we have written the next value, that is ID. Then we have written the next value, that is salary. After doing this, the pointer is pointing to the next location where we have end of file. Okay, so it is pointing here. Now when we want to perform the read operation from the file, means what we are doing, we are writing the fscanf functions. Whenever we write fscanf, the cursor or the file is trying to get the data from here, which it does not have. So what we need to do, we need to move the file pointer from the last location from here to the beginning. We have to move the file pointer from the end of the file to the beginning of the file. Then we can read the data. Then we can perform the read. How to do this? Now this problem generally comes when you have a W plus mode or R plus mode. If you are going to close the file, again you open the file, you won't get any error. I'll show that first. Then we'll work on this concept, moving the cursor from last line to the first line. How to do that, we'll see. Okay, so let me clear all the drawings now for you. Then let us close the file and open the file. So how to close the file? So here we are going to remove W plus mode. We are going to write W mode. Then again, I'm going to copy this content. So after this, we are going to write F close in brackets FP. So we are going to close the file. Again, we are going to open the file. So here we don't want if condition because that file is there. Then only we are opening the file. So again, I don't want to check whether that file exists or not. Then we are going to open the file in read mode. Then, so now what we are doing, we are reading the content. We are opening the file in read mode. Then we are reading the content using fscanf. We are printing. Now we don't get any error. Now we are not getting any error. So again, we can write this F close inside the else block, because if you can't open the file, there is no scope of closing the file. If you write here, it means that even though the else block is not executed, you are trying to close the block, close the file. Okay. So in order to avoid that, we can write this F close inside the else block, inside the else block. So what we are doing here, we are opening the file in write mode, performing the write operation, then printing on the screen that we have successfully written the data to a file. Then we are closing the file. Again, we are opening the file in read mode. Again, we are reading the content from the file and displaying the data. Let us see whether this data is being displayed or not. This is what we have done in our previous class. So Ali, an employee ID is say 100, employee salary is 25 XOT. So we got the data. Employee ID is 100, employee name is Ali, again followed by the salary. Then employee salary, we got some information. Why we got, we don't know. Okay, this is the problem that we have seen. Unfortunately, in the previous class, this data was there over here. Unfortunately, that data was there. Now what we are going to do, instead of going with W, we are going to go with R plus or W plus. Both are same. You can use R plus or W plus. Now, if you do that, you cannot close the file. You cannot open the file. So let us remove that concept. So now where we are standing, the cursor or the file pointer is pointing to the end of the file. So in order to overcome that, what we are going to write is a rewind. So one function is there called as rewind. So this function is going to take file pointer as the input. Now this function moves the cursor from the end of the file to the initial of the file. Am I clear here? So what we are doing here, so we have a file. In this file, we have written first of all, so again we have file pointer. So we have a memory location called as file pointer. So the name of the file is FP. So file pointer is being pointing first of all to the initial state of the file, that is the beginning of the file. So here what we are writing first of all EID. So first thing what we are writing here is employee ID, fprintf employee ID. So that employee ID is written to the file. Now the file pointer is pointing to the next record. Then name is written. Then after writing the name, it is going to point to the next record. After that, salary is written, so salary. Now the file pointer is pointing to the next location. Now the file pointer is pointing to the next location. If you execute rewind, then the file pointer will be moving from here to the initial stage. It will be moving from the last file, end of file, to the first step or the 0th address of the file. So it is going to move to the beginning of the address. Then again, it starts scanning the file. Then it is going to print the data. So is this point clear? So what is rewind? Rewind is going to move the file pointer from end of file location to the initial state of the file. So now let us execute and see whether this program is working fine or not. So this rewind is very important with respect to W plus R plus or A plus, wherever you use, the pointer has to be moved. So we are going to use the function called as rewind. So execute, compile and run. So we got name Ali, then employee ID say 100, then 35 13. So we got some successfully file data is written. Now we got ID, now we got name, along with the name we got. Then this is the garbage value in the file that is being displayed. Okay, so these are the disadvantages with the concept of what do you say, freed, fprintf and fscanf. So now let me copy this program to WhatsApp. Then I'm going to change this program. Yeah, somebody's having a doubt. Sir, rewind is only for files, sir. Can we use in pointers? No, only for files. Moving the file pointer from one location to the previous state. Only files, not in pointers. Though it is file pointer movement, so only files. Good doubt? Any other doubt? So E2, right? Not F1. E2. Yes. So let me copy paste the program. So this is, in this program, new concept is rewind and W plus. So these are the two things that you have to recollect. So one point is rewind. You need to move the pointer to the beginning of the file. And another important thing is we are using R plus or W plus. Both are going to work the same way. Okay. So even if you open the file will be having same information that what we got. So where is this file? This is derived data. So we got same information. Though we are having only this information, you can see that the last value that we got is some garbage value. When you execute, compile and run, Ali 100, 35, 13. So now this data is not there in the file. The data is not there in the file. Only we have this particular data. ID is 100, Ali and 35666. If you open the file, that file will be having only that data. So from where we got the rest of the information? The rest of the information is garbage value. Okay, this is the problem with our fprintf and fscanf. Okay, now let us go with the binary. Yeah, let us change the program. So now we want to just increase the complexity of the program. So what I'm going to do is we are going to go with storing height of a person using height of a person using fprintf and fscanf. Let us reduce the complexity by removing all this content. So coming to the height of a person, let us go with a structure. So type def struct, then we have integer feet comma inch. So one person will be having only feet and inch. So let us give a name called as HEIG. This is the new user defined data type that we are creating. So for this we can, just a second. So height is the new data type that we are creating. So here you're going to create height. Just a second. Height H. So we are creating a variable for type height. H is a variable of type height. Then we want to accept the height of a person. So enter feet and enter inch. Only two inputs. Let us see what is the output here. Inch. So here we don't have. So we are going to accept using scanf. So here we have h dot feet and here it is h dot inch. Now what we are doing is we are trying to write the structure data into a file. Structure data into a file. So we are going to take the same thing, same file. So here we are going to write here h dot. Let us go with A, B. So instead of H, let us go with A. A for reading the value, B for writing the value, A comma B. So here we got A dot feet, A dot inch. So let us write first of all percentage D comma A dot feet. First input is a dot feet. The second input is a dot inch. So this is also D. We don't want this. So only two inputs. One is feet, another one is inch. Yeah, somebody's having a doubt. Sir, why we are using type def? Can't we use directly structures? Yes, we can use. Type def is going to give alias name. If you don't write type def, what is going to happen? If you don't write here type def, what you need to write here? Struct height. So here we don't have any height. Now, instead of writing height here, what you're going to write? You're going to write here struct height. That's it. That is the only change. Now here a comma b are of type struct height. That is what you're going to say. A comma b are variables of type struct height. If you don't write here type def, then you have to write the structure like this. Then you have to write the structure like this. Then while declaring the variable, you need to write struct height. So in order to overcome this struct concept, we are writing here type def struct, then here height, then directly you can write height a comma b. Both are acceptable. Okay, aliasing. So instead of writing struct height, what we have done here is by using type def, we are writing only height. So not an issue. So enter a dot feet, a dot inch. We are going to write using a printf a dot feet, a dot inch. Then we are writing printf successfully file data is written. Now we want to write b dot feet. Same order we have to receive the data. Then b dot inch. So first we are writing feet, then we are writing inch. So we are reading feet, we are reading inch. So the rest of the code is not required. Then we can write here. So feet is equal to percentage D b dot feet. Similarly, we can even display inch. So here feet becomes inch. So here also feet becomes inch. Now let us see what exactly is happening in the file. Okay, then we are closing the file. So this is scanf reading the data from the file. This is printing on the screen. So reading data from file. And this one is data on screen. So this is printing the data on screen. So this is reading the data on from file. Now this is writing the data to a file. So all this we are implementing using structures. Writing data to a file. This is opening the file. If there is any error, it is going to display this line. Otherwise, it is going to execute this line. So this is closing the file. Closing the file, etc. Structure declaration. So we are using structures now to store the structure data into the file. So let us execute this program. If there is no doubt, is there any doubt in the program? Very simple one. Structure, we are declaring structure variables. We are taking the input from the user, a dot feet, a dot inch, then creating the file pointer, opening the file, then writing a dot feet and a dot inch to the file, then printing successfully data is written, then performing rewind, moving the file pointer to the beginning of the file. Moving file pointer to the beginning of the file. Then fscanf reading from the file, and now we are reading into b dot feet, b dot inch. Then we are displaying on the screen b dot feet and b dot inch, then closing the file. So there is nothing new. So I hope everything is understandable by you people. So let me execute the program. So save the program, execute, compile and run. So it is asking feet 5 and 8 inches. That is my height. So now you can see here successfully file data is written. Feet is 58. So it is not discriminating 5 and 8. It is clubbing a 58 and it is displaying an inch is 0. If you see the data inside the file, what we have inside the file, we have to close. Now don't see the file which is already open, because now here we have 58 in the file. 58 in the file. So these are some of the disadvantages with the text files. These are some of the disadvantages with the text files. Now let us replace this fscanf and fprintf functions. Okay, shall I copy this program? Is it required? Yes, because most of the documentation part is there, how we have done. So let me copy and paste. So let us get back. Now, let us get back to our slide. Where is our PPT? Yeah. Now, what we are saying is those two are integers. Height and feet are integers. So we can use get W and put W. So if we use these functions, now these functions are related to binary files, not text files. Now let us use these functions and see how it is going to work. So what is the first argument of this function? Put W, integer value comma file pointer. So this is going to keep the data into a file, and integer is equal to get WFP is going to read the data from a file. So let us use, instead of fprintf, let us use put W, because we are storing integer values into the file. So let me clear the drawings. So here what we are doing, we are storing integer values. Feet and inch are integer values. So let us write, instead of printf, what we can write here, what is the name of the function? Put W. So put word. So here we can write fp a dot feet comma fp. So this is going to write feet information into the file, and this one is going to write the inch information into the file. Put W a dot inch. So this is how you are going to keep the data into file. So two modifications, put W, fprintf became put W. Then we are going to use the same rewind concept, because we have to move the file pointer to the beginning of the file. Then instead of fscanf, what you're going to write here, you're going to write get W in brackets fp. Here we don't have this ampersand b feet, so let me remove this. So here we will be getting b dot feet is equal to get fp. So this is how you're going to read, b dot feet is equal to get W file pointer. So similarly, we can copy the file, copy the line, then we can write b dot inch. So similarly, we are going to get the data. So b dot inch get WFP, b dot feet get WFP. So this is how you are going to read the data from the file. Then you are printing feet, then you are printing inch, closing the file. Same program, no change. Only thing is fprintf became put W, fscanf became get W. Okay, and here we got equal to b dot feet equal to b dot inch, because get W is going to return an integer that is going to get stored in inch. Here it is going to get stored in feet. So let us execute the program now, compile and run. Same program, no change. We missed one change. So I'm going to give 5. We said that it is, so see here now, feet is 5, not 58. Inch is 8. Previously inch was 0 and feet was 58 previously. Now we are getting the correct values. Feet as 5, inch as 8. So let us see what is there in the file. So let us open the file. So previously we had 58. Can you see here? Is it an understandable format? No, some boxes. So what we can do here is open this file using Notepad++. Notepad++ is a free software you can download from Google and you can install it. So it is a free software. So install it, edit with Notepad++. So when you open the file using Notepad++, then you can see some different thing. So let it open. The first time it will take some time. Yeah, see here we got ENO, NUL, BS, NUL. What is ENO? What is BS? We don't know. Okay, why it is writing NUL? We don't know. It is storing in binary form. So whenever it is storing the data in binary form, so what we need to do here, this W plus will become W plus B binary file. Okay. So if you want to perform read, write, then RB, WB you can use. So same program, only thing is we are going to open a binary file. So Is there any doubt in the program? This is the file content. We don't know what is that value, NUL, what is BS, what is ENO. We don't know. Okay. So coming to slide, put W and get W. So when we execute, we are getting the correct output. That is what we need. We don't want, if I give 58, we should not get 58 per feet and 0 per inch. That is not the right answer. So this is how you are going to get the right answer. And we have implemented binary files. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So here we are using put W and here you are using get W, get word and put word. So let me copy this program. Now let us go to the next slide. Integer. They are similar to get C and put C. Okay, they are used to read and write the integer values, but there is a slight difference. So let us go to previous program to write file from the file get char. C get char get C. Okay. Okay, these things we'll see in the next class. Fprint, fscanf we have finished. Fseek, ftel, rewind. So these things we'll study in our next class. What is fseek, ftel, rewind? So we have used rewind. Rewind means it is going to move to the initial state. It takes the file pointer and resets the position to the starting of the file. That is what we said similarly. So fseek, we'll see one example of fseek. So before this, let us go with fread and fwrite. Do we have fread and fwrite? Yeah. So these are other functions that are used for binary files. Okay. One is fread, another one is fwrite. So first one is in our binary files, we can use get word and put word. Apart from this, we are having fread and fwrite. So two more functions are there. Let us see what is this fread, what is this fwrite. So one thing is we can use only structure variables to implement fread and fwrite. Otherwise, you can go with normal variables also, but let us see using structure variables. So let us use the same program to perform fread and fwrite. Okay. So here we are using put W means, let me open Notepad for you first. Just a second. Yeah. So we can use two more functions, fread and fwrite. File read and file write. So we are having syntax for these two functions. So first let us see the syntax of fwrite, what exactly it has. So first one is it will be having ampersand variable. Okay, ampersand variable. It may be a structure variable, it may be a normal variable, integer variable, whatever it may be. Then the second argument will be, just a second, the second argument will be size of that particular variable. What is the size that you want to elect? Then number of bytes, number of records you want to store, and finally the file pointer. The file pointer. So these are the things that are there inside fwrite. So let us see one example. Fwrite, for example, we are using A. So in this example, we are storing the data related to a.feet, a.inch. So what we are going to do here, we are going to write ampersand A, comma, size of A. Then number of records, I want to store only one record. So I'm going to write 1, then file pointer FP. So this is example. So fwrite, this is syntax, and this one is example. So let us copy this example and let us write this one, that is, let us move to the program. So what is the line? Instead of put, you're going to write fwrite a.feet. A dot, you can write A, size of A, or you can write a.feet. And here also you can write size of a.feet. Then one record file pointer, similarly you can write a.inch. So this also you can write a dot inch. So we are writing one record, feet and inch. Then let us remove this content. So this is regarding f write. So this is the syntax that we have to follow. So we need to follow. So then we want to print the data has been successfully written. Then we are rewinding. So one more function is there that we will see. Just let us see the option different formats. So next one is we have the one more function called as fread. Fread also has the same thing. So let me copy this. So instead of write, we'll be writing fread. So same thing, variable, then size of variable, number of records, file pointer, everything is same. So example also remains same. So example also remains same. So this one is fread, same thing. So let us read the data into that particular attribute. So here, so let me copy these two lines of code. Then let me comment these two lines. So fwrite becomes fread. Then here also fwrite becomes read. That's it. Nothing changed. Then here we are, read, we will be changing A to B. So B, because we want to read in B variable. So B dot inch, B dot feet, FP. Then we are going to print the values. So now let us check whether fread and fwrite are going to work or not. So execute, compile and run. So feet 5 and 7 inches, 7 inch, yeah, 5 and 7, we are getting it correct. So we can remove these two, writing to a file, copy binary file. Actually it is, just a second, Control Z, reading from a binary file. So we can remove these two lines of code, not required. And we can remove these two lines of code, not required. So fwrite, just try to mug up this syntax internally what we are doing. Okay, so execute, compile and run. So feed, sir, what is the advantage? 5.9, we got 5.9. Sir, what is the advantage? Let me try one line of code. I'm commenting these two. Just let me try this one. So what we are doing here, instead of writing a.feet, what we want to do is we want to write only a value and feet. Let us see whether it is working fine or not. Okay. Similarly, when we read, instead of reading two values individually, let us try, because it is structure, whether it is working or not. So fread %b, then size of b, then file pointer. Just this is a try. Let us hope that if it gets executed, then it is a wonderful information. 5.7. Wow. So we need not write individual values into fwrite. That is another modification. So one fwrite is sufficient to insert the data related to a structure. And here also the same thing. Can you see the difference? Instead of writing a.inch, a.feet, we are directly writing a. Suppose if we are having a student structure, the student structure or employee structure is having 7 elements or 7 properties, we need not write one property at a time. We can directly write a. Now let us cross check what is there in the file. So data, Notepad++. So here, and one more information. So we got ENO, NUL, BEL, NUL, something is there which we can't read. So this is actually the data is stored in the format of zeros and ones. When it is converting, the Notepad is converting to these symbols. We don't know exactly what it is, ENO, BEL, NUL. So we can say that NUL is a delimiter. Okay, maybe, may not be, we don't know. So this is how it is storing the data. So directly we can use one fread, one fwrite related to structured data. We can individually also write the data. We can also write the data using structure variable. Both things we have seen. So is this program clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So we can directly write all the attributes. So let us copy this one and let us try one more program using one new function instead of rewind. Just a second. So let us get back. Now what we are going to do is, instead of structure height, we are going to write struct emp employee. So employee will be having a ID, integer EID, then character employee name of say 100 is the maximum, then float salary. Now what we are going to do here is, we want to ask the user how many employees details the user wants to enter. So let us create a variable called as integer n comma I. So printf enter. Now we are taking array of structures slash n enter how many employees. Enter how many employees data you want to enter. Data you want to enter. Just concentrate. I am directly making this program a little bit complex. Okay, step by step we are going. Try to understand what we are doing. Scanf %d comma ampersand n. So this is how we are going to have. Then we are going to ask the user how many. Then we are going to ask the user to enter the data. For I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So here we are going to ask the user to enter the records. Printf no. So here we can write printf. Yes, I'm making complicated program now. Enter employee percentage d id colon. So employee id, whatever it is, then here we are writing I plus 1. So first we are asking the user to enter employee ID, then scanf %d comma ampersand. So what we are going to write here, we have to create the structure variable struct emp. So we can write here directly struct emp e of maximum we can create 100. If you don't want to waste the memory, then what you need to do is, you have to create this here. Instead of 100 you can write n. Whatever n value is there, then there is no wastage of memory. So that is one new thing that you can do. So when you declare a structure or an array of any elements, then what you need to do is, instead of writing 100 you can write here n. This is going to get accepted by online compilers and dev. Both are going to accept this. So here, whatever the size the user is going to give, that many array elements are only going to get created. So there is no wastage of memory here. So this is a new concept in our class. So scanf, then we can write e of I dot EID. This is not EID of I, this is E of I. E of I dot EID. Then we want to accept name, enter employee name. Then here, instead of scanf, we can go with getS E of I dot name. Is it name or ename? Yeah, it is ename. Ename. Then we can go with printf enter employee salary. So here we can write percentage F and SAL salary. So this is how we are going to accept the data from the user. Then what we need to do, we want to insert this data into the file. So how to insert the data? Can anyone help me? So let me remove this inch concept. Please somebody help me out here. So we are here, we are having E of n. E is the name of the array, and here we are having E of I dot EID, E of I dot ename, E of I dot salary. So here we are opening the file. Then what is the fwrite command we need to write? Can we write here instead of ampersand E, can we write here ampersand E? So here we got E of n, so we are writing ampersand E, then size of E. Then how many records? Is it a single record or n records? N records. Then FP, so this is the statement which is going to write the data, maybe. Then we are going to write printf successfully, employee data is written. Then rewind the file pointer, fread again ampersand. Now we need to take one more array. So let us take E1 of n, comma, E2 of n. So we are taking two arrays in order to distinguish. So E1 of I, then here E1 of name, then here E1 of salary. So let us try whether this program is going to work or not. So here E1, then size of E1. Then here read E2, then size of E2. Then we want to insert n records into the file pointer. Then we need to print each and every individual value. So how to print each and every value? So here you can write again the for loop. So let us take this for loop back and print this information over here. Printf. So let me move the code inside. Printf employee ID. Employee ID is equal to percentage D, then employee ID. Then we want to write employee name, no slash n. I want to write in the same line. So let us hope so it is going to work. Then employee name is equal to percentage yes. Then slash T, salary is equal to percentage F, comma. So here we don't have E1. Now this time we have E2, E2, E2. So now what we are doing, we are writing all the records, reading all the records, writing all the records at once. I hope this program has to work. So let us save the file, execute, compile and run. So how many employees records you want to enter? 2 employees. Enter employee 1, ID is 100. What happened to name? If we use a flush, yeah, we didn't use the flush. stdin. We don't use a flush, it is not going to ask us the name because we are taking first integer value called as ID 100. Then it is asking Ali. Then salary is say 35.13. Then employee ID 41072. Are you there? Unmute yourself. 41072. No? 41103.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So your ID is 41103. What is your name?
Santosh.
SANTOSH. Santosh. Then salary 760. For example. So now see here we got employee ID, some name, blah blah blah. Only names are coming. Santosh is coming, salary. So there is a problem with the records. So it is not writing in a single line. So let us remove this n. Let us try with 1. Let us remove n records. Let us write one record. And it is n actually. So one record, let us write. Then here we want to write for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So we are writing E1 of I. So let us write one record at a time. Size of E1 of I. This is because it is not accepting all the records at once. So this is how you are going to perform write operation. And similarly, we want to perform read operation. So instead of a single F read, Control V. So here F read E2, size of E2. Why we got this one? So here also size of E1 of I. So it is missing. So here E2 of I. One record, we are storing one record at a time. Then we are having for loop to print the data, then close. So what we have done, because it was not accepting all the records at one, we are writing one record at a time and reading one record at a time. Now here, instead of using rewind, we can use one more function. Let's see, because let us first try with this one. Oh, just a second. Execute, compile and run. So enter how many employees? 2 employees, 100, Ali, say 35, Yotin. Yes, somebody said 41103. 41103. What is your name?
Santosh.
Santosh. Thank you, Santosh. Santosh, salary some 68. So now also the same thing, employee ID, employee names are getting correct. Why we are not getting salaries? That's what is my issue. So if write E1 of I is an address, size of E1 of I, comma 1, comma FP. E1 of 0. Yeah, it is right. E2 of 0, size of E2 of 0, comma file pointer, file pointer. So only one information is printing right. So percentage D, employee ID, percentage yes, name, percentage F, salary. Here,
Sir, there we are printing address, no sir.
where Baba, where?
At last.
Yeah. That's what is my issue. Wow, blunder. Thank you. It's a big blunder. I'm thinking why it is not working. You might have told, man. Anyhow, thank you. So 41103, Santosh, and salary 68.13. So we are getting 100, 41103, everything right. The problem was we were printing addresses. Now let us see, instead of writing all these, can we write in a single record? Just let me try first, because I feel that it is going to write. Now instead of E, and I want to insert all the n records in a single line. So this is also gone. So F write, and here also the same thing for read. Address. I'm not supposed to do that. So let us try with F read in a single line and F write in a single line. I hope the records are going to come. Santosh 41103, 2 records. So 100, Ali 513, and 41103, Santosh 68, So we are getting all the records, right? So ID names, salaries we are getting exactly. So this is the advantage with fread and fwrite. So if we are using structures, we can dump all the records at a time. We can dump all the records at a time. We need not insert a single record at a time. So this one can be called as a batch insert. Batch insert means a group. So for example, you might have taken vaccination. Unless we go form a group, then only they are going to open that vial to give the injection. That vial will be having 10 people's worth of vaccine in it. So if 10 people are there, then only they are going to open and give the vaccination. That is one example. So here, what we are doing, we are inserting all. Now here it may be two employee or 100 employees data in a single fwrite function. We are going to store all those records into file. Okay, we are going to push all those records into file. And this single if read is going to read all the records into E2 array. Okay, so this is the major advantage of binary files using fwrite and fread functions. Single read, every data is read, and single write, the complete data is written. So I hope this program is clear. So let us change this function called as rewind, that is rewind. So let us write here one more function which is going to do the same thing. We'll discuss this function in the next class. So what is that function? Just a second. Rewind fseek. Yeah. So it is fseek is a function. So fp comma 0 comma set underscore, what is that? Fseek pointer offset, just fseek fp comma 0 comma 0 or seek underscore set. Is it correct? fp comma 0 comma 1 seek underscore set. We don't have this. Fseek offset position. Okay. So this is another function called as fseek. Move the file pointer to the 0th location exactly. Seek underscore set, and two more are there. We'll see in our next class. Okay. So here fseek means move the file pointer to 0th location of the file, and it is a compulsion. Seek underscore set means compulsion. We'll be seeing what is the seek underscore set and other parameters are there. We'll see that. So let us try whether the program is executing fine. So now let us give 3 students details, employees details. So first one is 100, Ali, and 25, Dutin. Then we have, let us take 2 more students details. Can I have 2 students roll numbers, please, and names?
1007.
1007. Name, Baba?
Abhilash.
ABHILASH, Abhilash, say 85, Exotin. Then one more student. Respond, please.
2026, sir.
2026. Name?
Ramcharan Teja.
Ram Charan Teja. How are you, man?
Fine, sir.
Today you are not active, Ram Charan. Teja, na Teja.
Teja.
Teja. Must be active, Ram Charan Teja. So 45, 18. So here we got successfully employed data is written, process exited. So there is an issue in the seek, comma 0, comma execute, compile and run. Yeah. So seek underscore set is having an error. Why? Execute, compile and run. So enter 3 students details, 100, 3 employees, Ali, 35, 13, employee ID 41103, Santosh, yeah, salary 65, 13, and one more employee. Yeah, please respond. One more student, please respond.
41096.
41096. Name, Baba?
Sheikh Imtiaz.
SKIMTYAZ. Is that correct, Sheikh Imtiaz?
No, sir. IMTIYAZ.
TIYAZ. Okay. 85, 321. So successfully, yeah, still there is a problem with fseek. No issue. We'll see fseek function in our next class. So rewind of 0. So this one is going to work. So let me stop this. Why it is not working? File pointer offset position. Position is 0, 1, 0, 0. We have done 0, 0. Go to the beginning, state the current, go to the end of the file, forward m bytes. Okay. Okay. We'll see this. In the previous class, it executed. Here, it is not executing. I don't know why. So let us use rewind function, execute, compile and run. Enter 3 students. So ID 100, ID 35, 13. Next employee ID. One more student, please.
2014.
2014 name, ma?
Shivani.
SHIVANI Shivani. One more student, please.
4108.
4104 name, Baba.
Teja.
What is your name? No, your audio is not clear. Okay, again, what is the problem?
Teja, sir. My name is.
Teja. Okay, Teja. Thank you. So there was a problem. Rewind FP. I wrote rewind 0. That's the issue. Okay. So 3 students, ID 100. Then Teja, what is your roll number? 41084, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 410.
Yeah, 84, sir.
Yeah, 84. Teja. Then I ID. Somebody was saying
1173.
117. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I lost power supply here. So we were in the middle. I want name 1173.
Navya.
Your name, please.
Navya.
Yeah, once again, please. Navya, yeah. Maybe YA Navya, say 8714. Successfully employee data is written, then there is an error. God knows what exactly is happening. Why it is not accepting the third record? That is bothering me. It executed successfully for 2 records, right? We execute, compile, and run save. Two students, 2 employees. And ID is 200. So 2 records we are getting. The problem is with respect to 3 records. Huh? Why it is 3 records? 100. Sorry. Third ID 300. Salary. So for 3 records, there is an issue. Why? We don't know. But anyhow, 2 records, it is working fine. Try with a for loop. If it is not working, replace this line with a for loop as we have done previously. Okay. So let me copy the code and paste it. Oh, thank God we got power supply. So this is regarding today's class. So just try to resolve the issues if you are having any.